operations in 2010. So this is our 7th year of operations. But the planning for Sankara, or the concept of Sankara, started much earlier than that. I think the investors, when they planned to open a hotel, they found that a lot of cities in Africa had legacy hotels, and they were standard, hotels. So they wanted to create something fresh, something African, with an African flair, African hospitality. So that was the idea behind Sankara. So from that, and you can see that in various design elements of the hotel, the service style of the hotel, we really try our best to showcase African hospitality. We have a very strong vision and core values. This is something that's central to us in everything we do. Our vision, we want to be in every market that we are in, we want to be the market leader. So what that entails is, basically, to simplify that, it's essentially whatever we do, we want to do it to the best of our ability and make sure we're innovative and always ahead of the curve. Our core values essentially is based a lot on respect. And I say respect not only for guests, but for our fellow associates, for our suppliers, for our local community. So anyone we work with or is connected with Sankara, we show them as respect. I think it all starts from there. Of course, we want to play by the rules. That is a must. We always try to be innovative. That's another core value for us, is to be innovative and constantly looking to better ourselves. So Sankara, if you see all our rooms, first let me go into our guest rooms. They're very tastefully designed, very spacious. Even the color tones we've chosen, the items we have put in the room has all been well thought out. That's not only from the bedding or the amenities, so on and so forth, but also the artwork. Everything has a purpose, and we always try and see it from the guest point of view, and also from our fellow associates who have to maintain the product and also to clean the product. From our dining options, we have various options. We have something we're very proud of is Gray's, our signature steakhouse, which won the award for best steakhouse in the continent of Africa at the World Luxury Awards. Something we're very proud of. We have a wine bar called the Gallery on the first floor, which offers a wide selection of wines. And of course our signature rooftop bar, Sarabi, which is a very energetic, very relaxed venue. And we have just revamped the menu there to fit in more with a rooftop style concept. So we're quite proud of that, and I think the feedback we've got so far has been very positive. The hotel also is geared towards business travelers, so we do have business center, very functional business center. We have a club lounge, which is very popular among business travelers since it has all the conveniences that business travelers look for. They can go to the lounge and enjoy. And also we have a lot of meeting space, which have technology that is geared towards the modern business traveler. We always try and look at trends. We try and see what our guests want, but also what our associates want, because sometimes people forget associates are also changing. The young millennials, the way they work or the way they think or the way they operate is very different from maybe my father's generation. So it's not only looking at it for the guest point of view, it's also very key that we look at it from our associate point of view. What are the offerings we give them in terms of trainings? How do we interact with them? That is key. And it all starts from there, because we're in the belief that if we have a well-trained, motivated group of associates, a team, then the guests will be taken care of. We are very confident in that. So we always look at it from that perspective. Our key is to make sure that our associates, our team members, are very well equipped, they're very well trained, they're confident, they know exactly what is expected from them. And we know that will translate into excellent service. So we always base it on that. And I think hotels, sometimes they forget that. They always look at it, what does the new business traveler want? What does the new millennial guest want? But they sometimes forget to look at what does the millennial associate want. Kenya has huge potential. Already it's a major hub for East Africa. And I think it'll only grow. I think not only for tourism, traditional tourists, but also business travel would be huge. And I think there's a lot of new emerging markets that are looking to come to Kenya. When I'm talking about the Far East, I think Australia. We're very excited about the new planned air routes to the US. I think that will open up or make it much easier for people to come into Kenya. So I think there's tremendous potential for hospitality in Kenya. So again, for Sankara, we're always trying to be ahead of the curve. So always looking at the future and saying, how can we set ourselves up so we're always ahead of that curve? And that's key. And again, that goes back not only from the guest perspective, also from our team members, but also from suppliers and also the local community. How can we engage them that, hospitality, so everyone who comes to Sankara says, wow, this is an African brand and it's fantastic African hospitality. That's what we want to show them. It's had a very positive impact. I think when the hotel first opened, it was a very unique product. I think the thought process behind the hotel was very unique. We tried to showcase African art. We tried to promote local artists by having art shows. If you see on our second floor, we have an art gallery there, trying to promote local artists. All our rooms are tastefully done with local African art. So something we're very proud of, and that's just one example of how Sankara kind of changed the landscape of what a hotel should be, a traditional hotel should be. Also, we were willing to change if something we felt was not working, like our Gray's Steakhouse, that's been open for about close to 3 years. We took a decision to change that to a steakhouse, and when you look back, it was the best decision we did, because right now, for 2016, the Gray's Steakhouse won the best steakhouse in Africa, in the continent of Africa. So those things, I think when we realize that there's something we need to do, I think the execution has been done very well, and I think the brave decision to go and make that change has also been done. So those are the ways that I think Sankara has affected the hospitality sector, especially in Nairobi, where people are looking at Sankara saying, what are you doing next? Because they want to see, they're always curious what's Sankara up to next. So that's a good position to be in. Big disruptors has been like Airbnb, things of that nature. I think mobile technology is going to be another huge impact on hospitality operations, not only in Sankara but just in general. That's something that we are working on making it more easier for our guests who will be using this technology to interact with Sankara. Another big area that our focus is the environment. I think going forward, the environment will be key. This doesn't have to be only legal legislation or laws, so on and so forth. I think just society in general will demand not only hotels but industries to be more environmentally conscious. So these are the things that I see that we should focus on to make sure that we offer the best service possible and always are ahead of the curve. First opened, it was almost a breath of fresh air. And one thing that we're very proud of is it's an African brand. Sankara is an African brand. The way we operate, we didn't try to copy anyone as such. Yes, we did use some people's ideas, best practices. We looked at what some chains did well, some things that they didn't do well, but we always tried to be true to ourselves, and we tried to have that, constantly have the African flavor in our hospitality. And that comes through, and that is quite refreshing. I think a lot of our guests really appreciate what we try to do and being authentic to who we are. Last year won the best luxury hotel for the East Africa region, so it's something we're very proud of. Like I mentioned earlier, Gray's, our signature steakhouse, has won numerous awards. And Sankara also, apart from the awards, I think Safe Hotels, which is a third-party auditor who comes and sees how safe you are. We're the first hotel to get the executive level, which is the highest level in terms of safety. And this, again, is not only the safety of guests, it's also safety of our fellow team members, also anyone who interacts with Sankara, who enters the property. It's quite an easy sell because everyone is looking at Kenya because they see the huge potential. And again, not only in hospitality. I think just in general. And for us to attract investment, the easiest way is to be successful. When you show success, people want to come and take a piece of that cake, if you may. So that's the best way to showcase Kenya. If all hotels are successful, foreign investors will say, look, it's a great idea, let's go build a hotel in Kenya, because it is going to be viable, they're going to be successful. So I think just maintaining that success for us will be the way to attract investors. The industry in Kenya, I think, is quite exciting. So it's a wonderful time to join. And I always say this to the young interns we have in the hotel. I think one is they have to be patient. They will have good days and bad days. That's just the nature of the business. But they should be patient so they really understand whether they really enjoy hospitality or they don't. And there's nothing wrong if they don't enjoy and they want to try and do another different career. That's fine. But I think you need to give it a bit of time. Second is, I think you have to understand it's not as easy as it looks. Hospitality is tough. It's a tough place to work because hotels never close. I mean, on holidays when everyone else is closed and enjoying, hotels are probably the busiest. So that's something to keep in mind. Are they okay with that? And I think the third thing I'd always say is, like I mentioned earlier, Kenyan hospitality scene is very exciting. There's a lot of new products coming into the market, new hotels, different classes, so it's quite exciting to see. So I think it's a good, perfect time to join the hospitality industry in Kenya. We have definitely have some expansion plans, nothing firmed up as of now. The roadmap initially, I think what we want to do is we want to try and enhance our current product, and like I mentioned earlier, it's to be relevant. Times are changing, guest preferences are changing, associate preferences are changing, so we have to be relevant. So we are going to upgrade our current facility, definitely, and then let's take it from there.